Alrighty, it's time for another edition of Teach Tape. This week we are breaking down one of Travis's playoff touchdown passes. Is it one of? How many touchdown passes?
I only have one. This is the only one.
Okay, so this is Travis's only playoff touchdown pass.
Yeah, and you can eliminate.
Teach Tape
you can eliminate playoff too. It's just my only touchdown pass.
Travis's only touchdown pass. Teach Tape is brought to you by Accelerator Active Energy Drink. Please, if you drink Accelerator, you might be able to throw your only touchdown pass.
True.
Alrighty, suggestions from @GenD_04. Travis's touchdown pass to Byron Pringle in the AFC wildcard game versus Pittsburgh.
B. Pringle.
All right, let's take a look at this clip, huh?
Kelce going to take a snap. Mahomes becomes a decoy. Kelce's going to throw a touchdown.
So we can start it off from here, man.
You got a little explode action. Explode to wishbone.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Gun wishbone.
Are you?
All right, so we jump it off. Start in a 2x2 formation on the goal line. One of our goal line plays in the past has been move me to wildcat quarterback and basically just try and get my big ass 2 yards, 3 yards in the end zone. We've run different versions of this play. For the most part, it's always been me reading a defensive line on whether I should give the ball to the really fast guy on the outside or keep the ball and run it right up the middle. So you see me, we try and throw a little window dressing on it. That's right, a little window dressing.
Yeah.
Just throw a little something at you to kind of, I don't know.
Confuse the defense.
Confuse you, makes it look nice, and gets the defense thinking. When you move guys around like this, they got to communicate and point and see who's got who and what they're going to do. It sometimes switches up gap assignment. Anyways, so we do a little window dressing. Guys got to communicate. I go back to quarterback. Pat goes behind me, and now it's me, Tyreek, and my guy Jet McKinnon in the backfield. I thought they aligned to it pretty well as a defense. The whole time I know it's a pass, right? We had done this run for my entire career. For the first time, Coach Reed trusted me to throw the ball. So if you want to roll the tape, it's I act as if I'm reading the defensive end on the right here. Give it a few steps up into the line to make it make it feel like it's a run. B. Pringle is just lulling that defensive back to sleep over there on the left. If you see him, you'll see him lined up. If you want to go back to the beginning of the play, you'll see 13 lined up, singled up top your screen here, and it's man-to-man coverage. Typically, when you go to a wildcat look like this, a lot of teams will check cover zero. They'll just be like, zero, they're not passing, and if they are, we got man-to-man coverage. We're going to make that guy that's not a quarterback throw a good ball. And Pringle did a great job of running his route. He came off acting like he was blocking, shedded him, and sure enough, yeah, it was an easy little 5 to 10 yard pitch and catch for a playoff touchdown in Arrowhead, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I love the explode to gun wishbone. So the reason this formation is particularly tricky is all of these defensive backfield players, they're trying to match people. They're trying to figure out who's going to be number 2 to my side. Are we banjoing? Like, are we going to switch if they do like a crosser, like they do like a scissors action? Are we going to switch those two off? Or are we going to play man to man? This eliminates that communication from being able to happen. You explode to an unusual formation. Guys are going out of the backfield in all sorts of different directions, and you have to try and account for that.
Yeah.
And what Travis is saying in window dressing is all you're trying to do is to create this confusion and to force guys into out of their position, get them to somehow not be where they're supposed to be, or be playing the player they are supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great play. You'll see Pat here go on like a little swing into the left flat.
Which he was open. He was open.
He is open. But you see the confusion. This defender right here that's on like kind of the line of scrimmage almost.
Yeah,
to
Edmonds,
the left,
34.
in between, inside of the corner, right? That nickel or safety, whoever that is.
Yeah.
He doesn't know whether he's supposed to run with Pat to the flat or pass it off with the corner. And all of this creates the confusion where he all of a sudden runs out of there. The corner doesn't know if he has inside help anymore. And my man B. Pringle is wide open because everybody else gets sucked up with the run action.
I think the rules on this, when they go cover zero like this, the safety you were just pointing at has first to the flat. He has first to the flat, but you're thinking it's a wildcat deal where I'm not passing the ball, right? So I think that's why he's kind of questioning whether or not he should go guard Pat in the flat. But you'll see in this play action movement that we run a lot in terms of what I've done at quarterback and at wide receiver. You'll see everybody go with Jet McKinnon and Tyreek Hill on this play fake. Everybody flies out there, right? And what that does is it opens up the middle of the field for Pringle to come flying in there.
I mean, you could have run this one in.
Yeah. There's a bunch of lanes. There's a bunch of lanes in there, but yeah.
Yeah, they're all confused.
I gave it a few pump fakes to see if I could get some D linemen's hands up and figure out where they were, and then I just kind of sidearm slung it in there. I don't have the arm that I used to, but I still got a good enough arm to put it right on the money 10 yards away. Such a fun play, man.
So they went zero because of Wildcat?
Yeah, and goal line. Yeah. Goal line situation.
It's a pretty
Wildcat.
Standard check.
Yeah, all gaps filled. You get your extra hat in the box.
So for those of you that don't know, Wildcat is when anybody that isn't a quarterback lines up at quarterback. Yeah. Teams don't view that as though that person is going to throw the ball, typically. Because there's now a running player quarterback, you need another hat to make the numbers right from a defensive perspective, right? Because typically the quarterback's not running with the football. So whenever the quarterback is a running threat, especially in goal line situations, teams will try and go to zero to get the numbers back in their favor in the box.
That is correct. But yeah, an all-time banger. And this was the game, if you guys remember. I'm sure Jason doesn't love me bringing this up, but Mama Kelce became a superstar this game because she went to 2 NFL games in one day in the playoffs just to see her boys play. Jason was playing the day game in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
And my mom was on Twitter trying to get to the second half of the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Chiefs night game. And it was fun seeing everybody on the plane with her, everybody following along on Twitter, cheering her on, hoping that she gets to both of her boys' games in one day. And she got to see her son live his lifelong dream of throwing a touchdown pass in the NFL that he told her when he was 10 years old he would do one day. So just saying. Dreams come true. You got to speak it into existence, baby. Even if it was just a little 10-yard rinky-dink pass. Thanks, Coach Reed, for giving me the trust. I don't know who drew it up or who in the office, but it was definitely a coach's deal. Coaches drew this play up and said it's in this week for sure. I had nothing to do with this. I never asked Coach Reed to throw the ball because the first time he ever asked me to throw the ball, I threw a 50-yard pick to the guy that wasn't even in the play.
Well, that's another question I actually had on this play was, is this play going to Pringle all the way?
All the way going to Pringle. Is
there a read to dish it to Pat?
There's always a read, Jason. You know that. There's always a read. That's why I'm appreciative, because Coach Reed knows that there's always a progression in my mind. I got to have a plan B. If there's no plan B, what are we doing? I can't just go into something gung-ho just with one thing on my mind. I got to have a process, the checkdowns. You got to get the ball out to your checkdowns. No, it was in my mind, and I might have done this in practice one time and just slung it to Pat, but there was in my mind though, I was like, if it's man-to-man coverage, I'm probably throwing this thing to Pringle, but never say never, boys. Stay alive.
How long was this play in? Was this just in this week, or was this something you guys have been marinating on for a while?
I can't remember. I think it was just in that week.
Yeah, I like the wishbone deal throws off people because they, especially you think one guy's going to be number 2, then all of a sudden he goes there and another guy swings out. I don't know.
Ultimate confusion behind the line of scrimmage. You get a bunch of big fatties kind of playing.
Especially you gap it out the way this protection is. The gap, it's all just a big wall.
Yeah.
And guys are like, where am I going? Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
Who knows? Maybe we'll run it again. Coach Reed.
Oh, yeah. Nobody will see it coming now.
All right, let's keep this thing moving.
That does it for Teach Tape.